2 months ago, a world was uploaded.
All right, I already have a theory. No, I don't.
Minecraft forum titled anomaly.011, and this led to a player named Liam uploading 10 videos privately to his YouTube channel of him exploring this very world and seeing just how intrusive and disturbing this world could get. Liam loads into this sketchy download and is met with a book already in his
Why does this Minecraft look like that?
It says, quote,
"More info will appear upon encountering an anomaly."
Interesting, but truly other than this singular book, there is nothing else out of the ordinary for this world so far.
His his camera's so fisheye.
If these YouTube videos are privated, how did you get access to them? Well,
I'm goated.
YouTube is already riddled with unsettling Minecraft found footage videos posted publicly to channels. Some, however, are
oh, hey, look, those are
listed,
some
the
from
specific URL to find them, but
some other
completely
channels we've
private
watched.
YouTube videos require them to be shared with your specific YouTube account. I received a Discord message that didn't offer me a YouTube channel or link, but rather the login to a specific YouTube account that had received 10 privated YouTube videos. I truly, in all my years, have never seen anything quite like this. User ShutterSteve12 wrote me and said,
I met this guy named Liam on a Minecraft forum where someone had posted a spooky world download titled Anomaly 11, and Liam had replied to it and said, somebody dare me to download it. So I responded and said, I dare you, but you have to go in and use a bunch of horror shader packs or something. And he agreed to. He started sharing recordings of himself playing it on YouTube, and I
What a way to start this.
watched the first couple, but not gonna lie, I stopped watching. But after a while, I realized he hadn't responded to me in weeks, so I went and watched the rest of them, and it got really messed up.
well, I'll be the judge of that. All right, so going back to this video, we can see that Liam is looking around, steals from a blacksmith, and then, whoa.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Guys,
Chill
they were
out.
right, this world is terrifying. Anyway, Liam just settles on building a little
Not,
house
not
for
too
the
much,
night.
not too much. It's that fucking fisheye
Come
filter.
on, guys. Are the Olympics nearby? This thing is great. Now, when nighttime finally does arrive, it is eerily quiet.
I jumped, bro.
No
That scared me a
monsters
little bit. I ain't
spawn,
gonna lie.
despite the server appearing to be set to hard mode, and as Liam wanders around, he eventually comes across this weird thing, and when he gets to it, we can see that it's like a glitched out oak door. Liam checks his book, which has now been updated. It reads,
Anomaly.001 is
Oh.
a largely harmless anomaly. You will know it has entered your world if you find a half-generated oak door. Keep the door in its original position and do not touch the door.
now Liam has dug all around this door, and there really seems to be nothing else.
This is like SCP. Yeah, this is kind of fire.
Except for-
There's different anomalies in here. That's so fucking cool. I love SCP, bro. SCP is actually like, it's so cool. It's so interesting.
One thing that he's not allowed to do. What are you doing, Liam?
Is he gonna
Liam,
touch
don't
it?
do it.
Don't,
Liam.
Liam. Be so fucking for real, bro. You deserve to see the 13th circle of fucking hell, Liam. What is wrong with you? We haven't even gotten past anomaly 1 in this fucking head. You deserve to see goddamn whatever you see from now on, bro. Whatever happens to you, bro, is going to happen to you because you're fucking stupid.
I'm not entirely sure what Liam was expecting there, but he's definitely not off to a great start. He logs back on to find that the door
Fucking
has now
Liam.
completely disappeared.
Fucking
which
Liam,
is
bro. Fucking
beyond
Liam.
unsettling, but Liam just heads on back to his base and logs off. Okay, we need
Fucking
to address
Liam.
something. This book, suddenly having text it didn't have in it before on a completely single-player world is not normal. It can be done in theory via either command blocks or maybe a mod pack, but honestly, we don't entirely know what all Liam downloaded with this world. But my bigger worry here is
Well, the thing is, if you download a world, it won't have mods. At most, it'll have some sort of like programming or script in it, but I don't know about that.
that error message that he received when the game crashed. It said, quote, turn off your streaming/recording software as it may be impacting loading speeds. This is not a thing. Minecraft should have no idea what other applications you are running. So while the Minecraft world itself seems to be very
What the
simple
fuck?
and like normal.
What the fuck?
I think there is a lot more going on outside of that.
What the
Now, this
fuck?
next video seems to be a small jump in time. Liam has set up some chickens and cows for some reason, and he explains to us that it, quote, doesn't let him eat anymore, which is very clear by his hunger bar, but he has a theory that he can maybe bypass this by eating cakes instead, since you just have to right-click them instead of holding them to eat. It works, and I cannot lie, this is such a big brain move, and I have so much more respect for Liam now.
Hey.
Liam also decides
No, no, no. What Liam did does not. No, 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 no. That motherfucker just summoned the thing in his world, bro. Fucking Liam, dog.
to make a map and label his base with a banner in order to better find it later on, but it's as he's expanding his map and loading it all, he discovers another banner marker that he did not add. Once again, should not be possible, as named banners only show up when you right-click a map with them. But
oh, I
this
didn't even
one's
know
already
that.
here, and it's named Acadia, and I'm not sure what that means, but naturally, Liam decides to start heading there. And when he arrives there, he doesn't see a banner, leading him to dig downwards to try and find it, when he remembers to check his book, which has once again been updated. And it says, quote,
Anomaly.002 likes to watch, but does not enjoy being watched while watching. If you choose to dig down, ignore any sounds you may hear above you.
If this motherfucker looks up, bro, I'm going to tweak. If he genuinely looks up, I'm going to tweak.
Lo and behold, a moment later, we can hear this.
Don't look up. Liam. This Liam guy might be the whitest person ever. I'm not one to identify skin color off of anything, but Liam, you might be white. What are we doing? Don't go in that basement. There's a dirty, fucking nasty murderer who will kill you on sight. Goes down it. Like, oh my God!
Eventually, though, Liam finds a chest which has a diamond axe inside of it. We get no comment on this from Liam, but he eventually builds his way back out of the hole and marks this place on his map and heads home. Now, let's talk about some of those sounds we were hearing before. Many of them just seem like pitched down Enderman noises.
What was the whisper?
Other mobs.
But the whisper.
But there's one sound that I want to point out that feels distinct to me. It's this. Now, I'm not entirely sure what Minecraft mob that might be. It's hard to hear over all the other sounds.
I was guessing a pigment, but yeah.
If anyone knows or can tell, feel free to leave a comment. I feel like there's something here. Now, in this third video, Liam has barely been in the world 2 seconds.
What a good way. What a great way to bait comments. I like this guy.
Realizes the book has already been updated. It says,
Anomaly.003 is able to travel at incredible speeds, but only when the player is in a bed. If you see it coming, immediately leave the bed and find a safer place to rest.
What?
So, while it wasn't quite nighttime yet, Liam has decided to add some more windows to his little house.
Yo. Oh my God.
Presumably,
Sounds like
to be
look
able to
Liam
get a
pitch
better
down.
look at
Oh.
whatever this thing is when it starts coming. Now, I'm not saying I want this thing to get Liam. However, I do want to point out that we still have no idea what would happen if one of these anomalies were to get Liam. I mean, it's been very clear he has very little regard for listening to what the book says.
I want this thing to get Liam. I want it to get Liam because your bitch ass keeps doing some bullshit.
So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. And eventually it becomes nighttime and we see Liam get into bed and...
It's right there.
Okay, some weird noises.
That
but
was a
so
cow,
far
never
we
mind.
haven't really seen anything, so Liam gets back in bed. All right, Liam has some
Wait,
fire
did I see something
reflexes
outside the
because
window?
If you saw out the window there, something ran by, so Liam naturally...
Don't go outside!
goes outside to try and find it and goes to that area and does seem to find some sort of invisible entity thing. It actually damages Liam before
he's digging in it.
He gives it a couple punches and then decides to go and move his bed somewhere safer, kind of blocks his way into a cavern area, and then this happens.
You gotta go. You gotta go. You're done. You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up.
However, despite that weirdness, we do discover that it is now morning. But once again, we have some very interesting audio tied to these anomalies, and this time I want to focus on the sounds that we hear, especially right as it becomes
I mean, it just sounds
morning.
like he's
We can
placing blocks.
distinctly hear the sound of stone breaking, even though we see dirt breaking, and then for this other sound, it sounds close to like the punching noise from the game. And I thought about this for a while, and I came up with a theory that felt like a stretch, but essentially in the older versions of Minecraft, every block had its
This is about to be the craziest stretch of all time, bro. Holy shit.
own numbered ID. So stone was 1, grass blocks were 2, dirt was 3, and so on. But what not many people know is there was technically a block assigned to 0. It was air. And if you assume that those sounds of like the punching is maybe meant to represent air, it gives us a bunch of 1s and 0s or
What? Dude. What? I promise you, I've heard multiple ARGs, right? I've heard multiple ARGs, watched multiple, where they have a random fast sound effect like this. And not once did anybody think of this. Not once. This is
binary, and the arrangement of this binary is also super telling. It's 4 sets of 8 digits separated by short portions of empty space. Now, this is distinctive of one thing. This is how IP addresses are made.
Is the thing reading out his IP? Yo, we might have a genius on our hands, and this guy is working on Minecraft ARG videos instead of solving murders. This is the equivalent of counting the toes on an animatronic to figure out which character it is. This is being able to tell the animatronic based off wires.
So I think this thing literally leaked Liam's IP address via block sounds, and I'm not gonna.
Yo, like dead ass though. Yo, fuck that anomaly, bro. Guy was just flexing his IP and shit. Like, what an asshole.
Show what it translates to for obvious reasons, but Liam needs to seriously focus up if this is where we're at and it's only anomaly 3 of 11. In this fourth
He needs
video,
to lock the
Liam
fuck
is
in.
truly just minding his own business when he realizes the book has been updated.
Oh.
And it says, quote,
Anomaly.004's speed changes depending on the player's visibility. The lower the player's brightness, the slower it moves. However, it will become louder and sound closer by, and vice versa. It lives in the infinite mineshaft.
Liam then says that he had found a pretty big mineshaft down his cave system and leads us down the most narrow backrooms looking entrance I've ever seen into a mineshaft that does seem to be a bit weirdly generated. Now, these descriptions are painfully vague, and we don't really know if this thing is going to be chasing Liam. We don't know what Liam's
So let me know. Liam goes and reads a book that tells him this, and you know what his response is? I'm going to go back in there, and I'm going to go find it.
supposed to do down here. We just know that somewhere down here is this anomaly, and per usual, Liam decides to crank his brightness all the way up to max and start walking around getting
Yo, no, not Ian. Liam is different, bro. Liam is different. They said you lower your brightness, it'll move slower. So you know what he does? He maxes the shit out of it. You know what, Liam? I've been talking too much shit on you. You might be either the biggest fucking idiot in the entire goddamn world, or you might be the bravest motherfucker ever, bro.
oars, and after a bit, we do end up hearing this.
Whoa.
Oars.
Fuck whatever we
After
heard.
a bit-
Bitch, what did we see?
Crank his brightness all the way up to max and start walking around getting orbs. And after
So we just gonna pretend like we didn't see that, or are we gonna mention it 30 minutes later in the video?
a bit, we do end up hearing this. So naturally, Liam goes to set his brightness to the lowest it'll go, which really makes it hard to see. And that paired with some insane sounds that can now be heard, it is terrifying to watch. It honestly sounds like Chucky's sleep paralysis demon. And this demonic whispering leads Liam to say that he's just going to take off his headphones so he doesn't have to deal with it and can instead focus on finding his way back out of here. But once he does take off the headphones, sounds
That's low-key how I be playing horror games sometimes. I just take off my headphones. Y'all don't know that though.
seem to change a little bit.
Run, fool!
At this point, you can build a house with all the bricks, I'd be shit. Eventually, Liam makes it out of the cave and puts his headphones back on, and he's back to his usual dumb self saying, quote, well, that was not scary at all without sound. And he'd certainly be right, because without the sound, Liam has no idea that this world just said his literal name. I understand that this is not revolutionary for a horror map.
Wow, I heard that. No, I was thinking that because whenever he...
There are countless out there that will simply use your gamer tag or other easily accessible things to spook you. But the difference is those games all have disclaimers saying they're going to do just that. And this world, just as a baseline, has been violating so many personal things without any indication it would be doing that. I went back to that user on Discord and asked for any further information this guy had on where the world came from, or even any info that he had on Liam. And as far as the world goes, all he had was a screenshot of the original blog post, which you guys have seen already at this point. But with Liam, this guy was able to give me his Discord, as well as a bunch of screenshots from their conversations around the time Liam was playing on the world. This user also mentioned...
Wait a goddamn minute, bitch. Wait a goddamn minute. It brought up my dad, like how he died? If they like ripped the code from those fancier horror mods, because aside from the sound, there's actually no entity or things, just weird sounds and particle stuff.
Was playing on the world. This user also mentioned that I might be able to find some info online about Liam, considering that Liam's dad was apparently in some sort of freak accident and died when Liam was younger, and maybe there was something in the news about that. But diving into these conversations, we can see that Liam appeared incredibly down and even excited to play on the world. He picked out the shader pack, and obviously I don't think he expected this world to turn out the way it did, but it definitely shows that he was doing all of this willingly. We can also see messages that seem to be right after he had just finished playing in the Infinite Mineshaft, and they go as follows.
Not gonna lie, whoever did make this world knows a thing or two about coding/mods. They had it tied to my brightness levels.
Dude, no, that's insane.
Really? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they like ripped the code from one of those fancier horror maps, because aside from the sound, there's no actual like entity or things, just weird sounds and some particle stuff.
Yeah, that's the vibe I get. Someone copied a bunch of other mods and tried to repost it as their own creepy map thing.
It's pretty fun though, gonna keep messing around with it.
And that's exactly what
Fucking
he
Liam,
did.
bro. This guy's not a pussy at all. Oh, fifth one.
Anomaly.005 requires you to go to the world border. There is a creature outside the walls that needs to be put to rest. Build it a grave with a peony and log off. Do not check inside the grave upon return.
This is interesting. This is the first anomaly that more so
This is where I would die, because what the fuck is a peony? Oh, hell no. I'm dead right there, bitch. Talking about put a peony. I'm dead. I'm gone.
just has a task for the player to complete rather than being attacked by something. Now, Liam starts to head to the world border, which, to be clear, is not nearly as far away as it should be on a typical world.
It's a
And on the way,
flower?
he finds himself
Fuck,
a
I'd be
peony
so dead.
that he needs for this. And when we do finally arrive at the world border,
Oh, fuck no. I would die. What the? I didn't know they had the flowers like that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Liam kind of looks through the wall for anything out of the ordinary, and we do see this sort of odd.
He got there
black
pretty quick, I ain't gonna
silhouette
lie.
behind one of the blocks, but it's hard to tell if it's actually something or
What the fuck else could it be? What the fuck else could that thing be?
just like a visual glitch. But Liam constructs this grave, digging a small hole beneath it and putting a sign down that says,
Oh, it is a
"Rest in
flower.
peace, anomaly.005." So he backs away and logs off the world as he's supposed to. And when he logs back on, the flower is gone. So maybe he did it right? Now, Liam goes to leave, but we all know that Liam is way too nosy to get away with this. So he
Liam! Liam, no! No, I feel like that one scene in Interstellar just slamming on the window. No! No! No, Liam!
is smart and switches the world to land so he can go into spectator mode and get into that grave without breaking any blocks. And we see this.
Oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. Oh, no. Fuck that. Fuck that. Whoa, no. Guys, I need someone to...
Liam,
Who the
loads
fuck
back
is
in,
Steve?
Is in survival as if he never switched in the first place, and even checks to see if that silhouette is still there, and it's not. I have no idea what this means, and Liam just heads home, and all he has to say about it is, quote, "It was a very interesting flower choice." That was the takeaway? Now, if you missed it, Liam looked inside the grave, then there seemed to be a very distorted Minecraft player with a specific skin. And as Liam showed us, that same skin
Eric.
was one loaded into his Minecraft launcher.
What if that's his dad? Oh my god, dap me up, Izzy. We was low-key on the same one on that. Dap me up. That shit, we got that. We unlocked.
And it was named Eric, which we have no idea who that is, but it seems to be another person or skin on this account. But at this point, I'm just glad that Liam is finally starting to see that this world has access to more stuff than it should. In no world can any Minecraft mod access the skins you have saved into the Minecraft launcher, unless you're actively loading them. And also, with Liam casually switching into spectator mode, I at least feel better knowing that going forward, as this all gets weirder and more messed up, Liam has no issue just switching the game into creative like an actual rational person. Now, with this next video, Liam discovers two things.
Yeah, that's
The
probably
first
why he had like a weird reaction to the flowers, probably because his dad.
is that he is no longer able to sleep in a bed even when it's nighttime. It's similar to the food where he right
Well, read the
clicks
book
and
now.
nothing happens. And the second is that in the crafting menu, he notices that the compass on the left seems to be not quite right. It looks slightly darker in color. So he crafts a compass and channels his inner ballerina to find out which direction that it's
I
pointing
would
in.
not have
He
noticed
also
that.
checks his book and finds that it says, quote,
Anomaly.006 resides at the location of the compass. Once you arrive, you must watch for any blocks that are moved out of place. If they are, put them back. But if any part of the block seems off, do not touch it.
So Liam
Wait,
obviously
what?
follows it all the way to what seems to be a small campfire. But other than that, there's not much here. And then that's when we see some things start to happen. First, just a log that gets moved off of a tree and onto the ground next to it, which Liam walks over and puts back. We then see the same happen with a piece of dirt, and then another log. However, this one does seem to look
Oh, don't
weirdly
touch it, don't touch.
glitched. This goes on for a bit until suddenly that noise is weird more than scary, but Liam actually writes as he leaves, quote, "This is messed up." And
Oh,
that's the end of the video. Now,
that's probably also got something to do with his dad.
I could go through and analyze this for you guys, but there's not a ton to
Hold on,
analyze,
wait,
so
my headset
next
just died. Wait, give me a minute, I can't hear everything. I actually need it now.
Liam tells us that there, quote, hasn't been an update in so long, which is weird. This book has been chucking anomalies at us left and right. So out of sheer boredom, Liam goes back down to the quote-unquote infinite mineshaft. Mineshafts were always like the scariest part of Minecraft growing up, so I personally cannot relate.
I don't know how he's doing this. Maybe his dad died in a camping trip. I think so. I think his dad might have died. Well, he said it was a freak accident, so it was something crazy. So this would make sense.
To checking them out for fun.
Like
but
maybe he got
you do.
murdered.
Right when Liam gets there, he finds a sign that just has an arrow pointing in a direction. He checks his book to see if anything's been added, but nothing is there yet. So he follows the arrow and finds more that lead him to a door. This mineshaft is weirdly open, definitely not naturally generated.
Murdered or mauled by a
and
bear.
if you were still doubting that it wasn't,
Guessing
you
a
can
tree
see
came down?
These weird
It could be. I mean,
blocks that are
the blocks were kind of moving and dropping. Oh, what the fuck? The blocks were kind of moving, which put him out of place. So maybe it was a tree. Maybe a fire incident. I don't know.
glitched or partially missing. Liam finally opens his book and reads, quote,
Anomaly.007 will do whatever it can to keep you in the room. Leave the room.
all right, he just has to escape. Should be easy, except for the fact that that door is now gone. And if you dig in the walls, we can see they're encased in bedrock. Liam
shit.
looks around the room for a bit for any info or gaps in the bedrock, but it doesn't seem to be much better on the ceiling. So Liam says, screw this, and switches to spectator again.
Oh no! It
It
puts him back in.
doesn't work. Every time he tries, he just remains in survival mode. Liam then writes in chat,
Dumb ass
"All
rule.
right, that's fair." He then pulls a Library of Alexandria and
Sometimes, Liam, I agree with you, man. Sometimes I agree with you, and you crazy, bro. I love you, bro. Liam might be my favorite protagonist. Like Durlord and all that were cool, but Liam might be my favorite so far.
burns the whole place to the ground. And afterwards, he looks around this room and finds a grave similar
It
to
says
the one
Eric.
he made prior, but this one is labeled Eric, the same name as the skin in
His
the
dad.
launcher was named. This seems to impact Liam quite a bit, obviously, and without saying anything, he just leaves the game. But before he's about to close the game, he loads back in and digs down into the grave. And then
Did he just get blocked in?
there's a lot to unpack here. The use of this name once again confirms for me that this is another person who is important to Liam, either someone he lost like his dad or someone still alive who is clearly being threatened by this mod. Either way, I certainly support Liam's decision
Probably his
to
dad.
leave the game and never touch all of this again. But if we've learned anything about Liam, he doesn't exactly know when to leave things alone. So now
This might be why he's my favorite character, bro. Nosy as shit and reckless, bro. He might be it. Dude, that's what I'm saying, bro.
naturally, he logs
He just got
on
fucking
again to continue
hoarded and
figuring
shit.
out how this world does what it does. When we come back to the videos, we are back at home base. and
Again,
Liam
bro,
says that
dude, he's
been
literally
waiting
like-
for a new
he's a
anomaly for
goat.
ages and has been updating his map in the meantime. But very conveniently, he goes outside and immediately finds a massive hole in the terrain. And upon peering down, it seems to not actually go too deep. So he makes his way down using a water bucket, and of course, it's time to take a look at our lovely book.
Anomaly.008 requires you to recreate your surroundings in
What? Yeah, and then anomaly 009 is going to require you to put your credit card information on the sign here. Yeah, and the 3 numbers on the back as well. And the expiration date, please. What?
real life. It will know if anything is out of place. Do not receive any more than 3 knocks.
Yup. Is it finally setting in, Liam? Yeah, exactly. So Liam switches to creative mode for this, which surprisingly does work, and he starts constructing the room. Presumably, mainly to see if this thing is bluffing its knowledge. And we can't see the room he's in, but he does seem to be pretty intentional with what he's placing, and he finishes up and then waits.
Liam, this is a fucking nasty room, bro. You have all this space and what the fuck? Nah, this fucked up, Liam.
So Liam moves his desk to a different wall and
Come on, Liam.
Liam changes his bed just
Liam, you
before
can't fuck up
telling us
again.
that he plans to report this world and that he has had his webcam covered this entire time. And then the video ends. This seemed to be where the videos ended. Liam finally realizes that this world is a messed up invasion of privacy and reported the blog post, presumably right off the internet, considering I can't find it anymore. It just didn't feel like there was anything here that would prompt Liam to go missing. He literally did the smart thing and stopped playing. But when I brought this up with Steve over here, he insisted that something was definitely wrong and asked if there was anything that I noticed in those first 8 videos.
Is there a second?
To which I responded, the first 8 implies that there are more than 8. And he said, there is. Turns out at this point,
Shutter Steve, lock the fuck in, bro. But there is. Fuck you, bro. Hurry
Liam
up.
came to Steve with all of his experiences, and Steve figured he was overreacting. After all, there are some crazy horror maps and games out there that have done similar things. And then Steve apparently bet Liam $20 that he couldn't get to the last anomaly.
Steve, you
I mean,
fucking bitch, bro. Steve, you are just pushing him to his limits, bro. They're gonna tell him his credit card info. It's over.
the things I'd do for $20, am I right? Anyway, given what happened, I guess Steve here felt a bit too guilty to share this up front, which is sketchy beyond belief, but he finally agreed to share one more video, claiming it's the only other one that he has had access to. However, if we do some quick math here, we have only seen the first 8 anomalies at this point, and the video this guy just gave me is anomaly 10, meaning we are still missing anomalies 9 and 11. So it's still down to me to find those 2 eventually, but for now, let's watch this video. When Liam logs back on, he is just outside his house and has a very different inventory than before.
He's a very
eventually
different.
checks his
It
book,
feels
and while
different.
There's nothing for the 10th anomaly.
Lives alone in the trees. He would like. Anomaly fucking 9 is the Lorax. Anomaly fucking 9 is the Lorax. Are you fucking kidding me? The Lorax has come to request your credit card information.
That we can at least read the 9th one. It says, quote,
Anomaly.009 lives alone in the trees. He would like to speak with you.
which is too vague to really know what that
Why you
means,
muted me?
But Liam starts walking around outside, just placing torches, I think, just to hurry up and trigger whatever this 10th anomaly is. He's basically just trying to speed run through this whole thing, and eventually, as he walks around, we can hear this.
That sounds like Terraria noise. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh. It said speak to me out loud. This anomaly's feeding on him, bro. It was his fault at the campfire. That's how he died. Oh my god, he blames himself for his death. If this is another sad ending where it's just him getting over the guilt of his dad dying and blaming himself, I'm gonna lose it. Oh, but we can't hear him. Is he gonna jump? his dad coming back to haunt him.
All of what?
And now we've just hit a wall, essentially. There's no more videos that we can view to help us finish solving this. So naturally, I went back through the previous videos to see if there was anything I had missed. And one small thing stood out to me. When Liam is about to
The Lorax seems to have been different than the other. Lorax isn't that don't got that deep a voice, does he? Oh,
load
asshole.
into the game before the 8th anomaly, the splash text reads /give at a hugs 1. Now, this is a real splash text from the game, but I always remembered it as 64. That's the joke, a full stack of hugs, and it turns out it is. This splash text was different for some reason, and as I went back further, I realized that it's not just
The Lorax hit puberty? Dude, bro, no, now he's gonna grow it. Now he's gonna fucking let it grow on a goddamn bush, bro. Fuck. Now he's got pubic hair everywhere. Fuck, bro.
this one. Several of the splash texts were wrong. 4 of a kind should have been 1 of a kind. And it's not 6% sugar, it's 1% sugar. And then the biggest kicker was 8.2 herbs and spices instead of 12 herbs and spices. How do you have 8.2 of a herb and or a spice? Anyway, if you take all of the swap numbers and put them in the order they appear, you get this. What it means, I have no idea, but some of the splash texts were correct, or like
I mean,
accurate to
okay,
the
never
actual-
mind. Don't ever listen to me again. Why the fuck would that be cores if the Y is 368? Don't even at me ever again, bro. You know what? I'm gonna leave it to you. I'm gonna leave it to you, bro. You solve the goddamn case, bro. I'm never doing this shit again. I give up.
game. So if you add a little gap for all of those, you get this, which 2 numbers with decimal points, we're working with coordinates. But if you just plug these in, you get the middle
I fucking got it right, just in the wrong. I put coordinates in the game and not real life.
of nowhere in Kazakhstan. But there are 3 other versions of this coordinate in the world, if you consider the negatives. And one of those was in a very convenient spot.
New York
Acadia
City.
National Park.
I
in
knew it.
Maine. I don't know what it means. I don't know who put the numbers.
Rookie
down,
mistake.
But it
Fuck
is
you.
far.
Don't
from
quit your
coincidence.
day job.
I went back to talk to Steve to see if he had literally
Thanks.
anything else to give me, and he insisted that he did not. He did, however, say he had a copy of the world download he could give me, which, like, do I look stupid to you? After everything I just saw happen, there's no way in hell that I am downloading this thing.
He's downloading it immediately, and we going right in. All right.
So I politely declined, to which he said, quote, I mean, you already use a VPN. It should be pretty safe.
How do you? Wait, how does he know that? Is this like public information?
I never told this guy that I
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Wait, that kind of makes sense though. Because if you watch, every time he ever gave him a skin, it was all black except for the face. But every time we see an entity, it's all black. I don't know if we ever see the face.
use a VPN. I mean, of course, if I'm, for example, logging into a random person's Google account, I'm gonna make sure that they can't track my logon location or get any
how does
personal info off me. But the fact that he knew this meant he tried to find my location.
Bro, this deadass that one scene in a movie where the villain accidentally slips up. I never said anything about a basement. This is actually what's happening right here. This is lit. How do you know I'm using a VPN?
When I logged on to this Google account. And when I look back at all those conversations, he had brought up Liam's dad dying to
So he knew.
Liam before Liam ever actually revealed it in the videos. Obviously, Liam didn't catch this, but this user right here is clearly.
I thought they were just friends, but I guess they did mention that they were friends off the forum, so they wouldn't know. You didn't say her name. Or what was the one, the Wanda? You didn't tell me her name, did you? Is that how it goes, or is it you didn't say her name?
Using the allure
That one
of
was
this
fucking good.
world to get access to people's stuff. But my thing is, clearly this guy isn't just trying to get like pure information off of people. Why would you go through all the work and process of making a creepy Minecraft world for someone to play on? No, I think this guy finds some messed up enjoyment out of creeping on and scaring the crap out of people like Liam. So I decided to play along. I told Stevie Pooh here that I wouldn't download the world until I figured out what happened to Liam and the last anomaly, because I knew that if this guy probably had access to Liam's computer, he can probably get me the footage that Liam had been recording, but maybe something in there would be able to help me figure out what happened to Liam. And a little bit later, Steve said that he has magically found his way into Liam's Google account because he knew his Gmail. And he said he could share with me the final video, which just so happened to be uploaded 30 minutes before he sent it. Does this guy think I'm an
This guy's a fucking idiot. It's not you, Zach.
idiot? Anyway, here is the video.
What was that? Oh my god. Oh fuck no, bro. This is the type of shit I be having nightmares about. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm dead ass not going to sleep tonight. I'm being so for real. I mean, if we're being fully honest here, it's not that hard when you have a folder called Me and My Dad. Fucking idiot. You got Toontown rewritten, and you got me plus my dad. Liam, you was the least safe motherfucker on the goddamn planet. These documents probably got some shit like, I killed him. Fucking Liam, bro. He got some documents that say, hi, my name is Liam. So I still don't know what Anomaly 11 does. Oh, it's gonna force it to play it.
Hey, Liam, it's Dad. Just wondering when you're getting out of practice today. I've got the car all packed up and ready to go, so I'll be ready for whenever you do get home. But tell Chris I say hi, and I'll see you in a bit.
The voice changer. Hey, Liam, this is Dad. Okay. Whoa. Calm down. My mom be answering the phone like that sometimes. Hey, Mike. It's Mom. Hey, calm down. Not too much on that. Now, my dad doesn't sound anything like 3 kids in the trench coat, but I mean, still. Liam, why you look towards it, you dumb bitch? Oh my god, Liam. I have never seen you shake one time when finding any of these anomalies. And all of a sudden, is that a flat world? And all of a sudden, you want to just start walking into the walls and shit. Liam, Oh my god. Wait, this is actually fire! Wait, this is fire! Wait, I don't care about this being a horror. This is a cool ass game! They deadass made a fire. That is so cool. What the fuck? Nah, if I was Liam, I'd be having fun right now. Woo! Sorry, that was a Survivor World name.
At this point, I just knew that I had to stop this guy from doing this to other people. This whole thing is not only pervasive, but also disgustingly personalized. And the thing is, I don't even think this guy is that smart. Even if he's doing this for his own enjoyment, there are smarter ways to get into someone's computer than getting them to log into a Google account. So from this video, I went to Steve and I told him I had solved it, that I had found the person who made the world, and that, as a matter of fact, the guy had already been caught. And all of that information that I found out regarding the situation was in this little file right here. And that all he had to do...
He's gonna unzip that shit and he's gonna blow up his PC!
Open it. I got in contact with Liam a couple of days later, who said that after what I saw in that last video, everything had essentially just stopped happening. I guess Steve gets pretty bored pretty quickly and starts looking for new people to traumatize, but at least this Steve guy was out of commission from here on out. I still had questions for Liam though, specifically about anomaly number 9 and why I was never able to find the video.
He's like, oh, I have the video right here.
Liam said there wasn't a 9th anomaly, that it skipped right to number 10.
Well, wait, why didn't
I brought up that thing in the trees, and I even sent him a screenshot of
yeah,
the book.
I was like, the anomaly 9 though.
But he tells me that he swears that that was not in the book when he was playing. Hey, what? Things are not adding up. The 9th anomaly, Liam's notes getting pulled up on the screen by themselves, even the
Was this a
forum
fake
page
video?
that seems to have never have existed. I ended up going back to that original Google account that started all of this to try to find anything helpful. And very conveniently, I found this folder. 9 videos, all uploaded within the last day. And when I watched them, not again, god damn.
What? What?